Okay, so we made box 2 in the last video. Now we're going to make a variation using a segment of system family conduit, and just added the elbow on the end there. So I just have a riser, little candy cane sticking off here. Make sure your section box is selected, and make sure you can grab your Z&E nested parts. Grab your whole assembly there, click on that, box type 3, hit create views, change that to fine. So now you have an assembly with a little candy cane riser on there. Since it already made the sheet, we'll take our ortho design there, and yeah, we're going to have to shrink that considerably. Let's set that to 1 inch. How to do it there. Deactivate your view. Place that on the sheet however you want. We'll do ours like this time. Maybe I can go a little bigger. Let's try to go 1.5 inches. Deactivate view. It takes up a good chunk of that, but that works. And our schedule, parts list, just like we've done in the previous videos. Let's see what we got. So now you'll notice we may have to use the family and type here, or just family. Let's change this. So we have family and type. Let's click remove. What do we get when we just do family? Do subcategory add. Subcategory does not equal filter. Okay. So the problem with just family is the system family stuff doesn't really give you what you want here. So there's a couple things we can do here. First, I'm gonna just hide the fields that I'm using to drive filters. Okay. So let's try and see what just the type looks like. Okay, when we add that in there, and we have this, but you'll notice the EMT doesn't tell you what size it is, it just says standard. So you got to add an additional field in here for that. It will track the size, but you've got to add the field. Probably some multiple categories. It doesn't have the fields. I don't even see size. Don't even see diameter listed in here for the system family stuff. So you're gonna have to use the comments feature that I showed you on the last one, since It's not really favorable to use a system family conduit if you're wanting to get the data, unless you go and pre-program that data in there. So you can either use the comments feature that I showed you last time, or let's go to the previous view here. Now, if we're to take and use descriptions that we were using in the other fields, let's click on our edit assembly here. So we have our description underscore fields that we've been using. If we cancel out of that, you go to your Manage tab, Project Parameters, you can modify that here to go to Conduit Fittings and Conduits. Say OK. Now when we select both those, well, let's grab this edit assembly. Now grab those two. Now they both have that. So we're just going to call it 3/4 inch EMT. Conduit. Okay. Now you'll also see in here, if you want to track the length, that we're going to have to do something additional for that. So let's click Finish. So now let's go back to our sheet and our schedule. So going into the schedule, we want to ditch that and use what most of our parts have, which is description, which is a quality catalog number or a very detailed description. So go to your sorting grouping, I'm sorry, your fields, add description underscore. The reason we don't use the out-of-the-box description field is this is set to a type and not to an instance. Description underscore is one that we developed just to use as instances, so when we're doing our families and they have interchangeability, we use that so they can set it to an instance. Alright, so now compare the two. So now it says 3/4 inch EMT conduit, and you can also uncheck this and then go to sort by description. So now this field here is really obsolete, and now you have a count, but now we're still lacking the length. So if we go to the sorting grouping, go to your fields, notice length is not available. Well, why not? Well, because System Family Conduit doesn't allow length to show up into schedules the way it should. I didn't design it, but it doesn't allow it. So what do? Well, again, we're going to close this schedule. We're going to go back to our original assembly here. Click on Edit Assembly. You'll notice length isn't on here either. But if I select this, I have length grayed out at 6'10" and 9/16. And length doesn't show up in the elbow. So you really don't have many choices here but to do the math and solve your length dilemma. So the second part of this video, I'm going to show you why we went away from the system family conduit, and not just because of the assemblies, but you'll see the big difference here. So I'm going to cancel out of this. Alright, so I'm going to take this assembly, go into this view here, disassemble, and we're going to just basically do that last one. It didn't give me the information that I wanted to track on it. So this elbow here, deleting the system family one. Now using our stuff here, loading in the actual family, I'm just going to type in that I want that at 6 foot, and then I'm going to pop an elbow on here. Okay, I'm going to leave it at a 90. Okay, so now still have my section box. I'll go through here. Now set my box type. Let's go box type 4 now. Create views. Change the scale on this. I think it was 1.5 inches, worked out pretty good. Parts list, cheat. I'm gonna go ahead and, just for sake of time, go right to this schedule now. I already know the fields that are gonna work, so I'm gonna bring in subcategory, gonna bring in length. Remember how length wasn't showing up on the system family conduit. Bring in description. I'm gonna go to filter, subcategory does not equal filter. I'm gonna go to sort by. You know what, let's add a few more fields here. Let's make it even more complex. So add taking away this and this. We'll leave count, and then we're going to move length up. This one will be a hidden field. So we're going to sort by unit of measure, then we're going to go to sorting by description, and we don't want itemize every instance. Let's see how this looks. So length, you'll see, unless you go to your formatting here, set length to calculate totals. Now you're going to have a couple things you may want to fix here. I want to move unit of measure to the top. I'm also going to go to, I don't like these zeros showing up, and I don't want a count to show up with my length. This is just telling me I have two pieces that equal that length, and because I used an elbow and a straight piece, it's telling me two. Well, technically it's one piece, and in here I have my counts, but I don't care about the footages. So for me to take the length parameter in these, I'm going to say that length in my conditional formatting, when I have is equal to EA, then my background color is black. Say OK. And my count in conditional format, equal to LF, and my background color is black. Say OK, OK, OK. So now I blacked out those. I have a full description. Look at that, 3/4 inch EMT already there. If I was to change that to PVC or any of the other types of conduit, it would automatically do it. I don't have to sit there and tell it what it is. And look, it's tracking the total length of every piece. Okay. So that's one thing. So I go in there, go to my sheet, pull in the 3D view. Looks pretty good to me. Pull in my schedule. Bam. Done. That's a static assembly using our parts versus system family conduit. A lot quicker. And now you can send this off to prefab. They have a full bill of materials on this static assembly.